Okay. So after a couple of mishaps, I found the right episode. Okay, a little explanation. The site that I usually watch anime on for before I review them, they had episode 19 to Food War season 3, but they had the wrong subtitles. Basically, episode 19 came out sometime yesterday, but then today, an OVA for season 3 came out, and the subtitles from the OVA was on episode 19. So I literally looked around every video browser on that same site, and all of them had the same subtitles. So I had to go to another site to try finding the right episode, but I was scared because I thought they would all be the same. But happily, I found the right one this time around. So, as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, this episode pretty much led up to a whole lot on the line. So, Rindo from the Elite 10 was in charge of the battle between, well, the exam between Megumi and Aldini. Basically, her instructions were pretty much simple. A dish that would basically like make her basically say how good it was. But she took a more simplified and childish approach to it, because she said that even though she was tasked with doing it, it doesn't have to be a competition. So they both passed. But then they got the relayed news that the rest of their friends, aside from Erina and Yukihira, did not pass and have been expelled. So Yukihira comes with a plan that while there are 9 Elite 10 members left, if you, basically 9 because Hayama is expelled, so he no longer has the 9th seat, and Erina is one of the main Elite 10. But even with her, like if you include her, there are still 9 left. But if you exclude her, there are only 8 left. So I'm thinking that they're going after 4 seats basically. So basically, Yukihira comes with the plan that they go up against the Elite 10, and once they get member seats within the Elite 10, then they can use that power to overturn their friend's expulsion. But even with that plan, it's not so simple, because they have to go up not only against the current Elite 10, but also Erina's father. And we know, like, damn sure he's not going to let that happen. So Erina first used her idea, like, to try begging him to overturn her friend's expulsions. But of course, he said no to that. So Yukihira then proposed his plan, and her father was not going to go along with it, until Yukihira's father and Erina's grandfather stepped in the ring. Yukihira's father, Saiba, basically said that the idea has merit, so don't turn it down. But then he threw this in the ring. If they lost in a team Shokugeki, then Saiba would throw away all his ideals and serve completely and wholeheartedly under Erina's father, and also close his family diner. And of course, at this proposition, to have the guy he idols so damn much under his rule, Erina's father did not hesitate to say no to that. He accepted it and said that they'll discuss further details for this at a different date. Because currently, right now, he's on his way through all the different exam sites to check on the results. So, like I said, a lot is on the line. Because not only, like I said, would Saiba have to close down the family diner, but if he lost, he has to serve under Erina's father. And of course, if Yukihira loses, he and the rest of his friends that passed all get expelled. And of course, there will be almost no one to defend Nakiri against her father. well, basically Erina against her father, and that's not a good thing because she's still very, very terrified of him. And then we get a scene with him talking to the Elite 10 number 1 seat member, saying where the competition will be held, but we don't get a date for it just yet. So we know he's ecstatic about this. So with all of this, Dojima, who was the mediator in the match between Yukihira and Hayama, is also in this. So he proposes mock battles so that they can test their teamwork on the train while they, I'm guessing, going to the next exam site, basically. Dojima is on a team with Aldini and Torokoro, and then on the other team is Nakiri, Saiba, and Yukihira. And Nakiri's grandfather said that he'd mediate the mock battle, and the only condition for this battle is that they cannot talk to each other. Like, the two teams cannot communicate with each other, so they have to anticipate what they are supposed to be doing. So Dojima, Aldini, and Torokoro have that down pat. But sadly, Saiba and Yukihira cannot get along for 2 minutes. I mean, as father and son, I can kind of see that's a thing with them. Plus, they naturally have a competitive streak anyway. So, this is them as a 3-person team. Now, it may stay as a 3-person team, but who knows how that could turn out. But here's hoping that they can pretty much kind of get it together and work together and get this done, because like I said, so much is riding on this. Not just ideals and loyalties and everything, but also Nakiri herself. It feels like she's on the line as well with this, because like I said, if they lose, even with Saiba there to possibly keep her as she is now, there is almost relatively no one to protect her from her father. So he will not hesitate to swoop in like the vulture he is and gain full control over her again. And that would not be a good thing, in my opinion. But, oh my goodness. This is just one roller coaster ride after another, and I don't know if I can handle it. But things are turning out pretty good, actually. So I can't wait to see what dish they make. I mean, the dish they're making for the mock battle looks really, really good. And I kind of can't wait to see how that turns out. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this. I need food right now. I'm starving. After watching that episode and seeing what they kind of have to cook, I'm starving.